Hello everyone, it's Ray. This morning I was reading in the newspaper that we're approaching the 40-year anniversary of the moon landing. Uh, Reading that article reminded me of my youth. I was about 9 years old when they landed on the moon, and I loved everything to do with the space program at the time. I would do reports for school. I would watch every grainy piece of film that they would show on television about the moonwalk and all the space flights. I was really into it. And I envisioned myself as being an astronaut one day. Until I don't remember who it was, but some adult at some point said to me that you can't be an astronaut because astronauts don't wear glasses. Now, to this person, it might have been an innocent comment, but I was crushed. You dream about something so long, and then suddenly your hopes are dashed. Now, I'm not saying that I would have ended up being an astronaut. The point I'm trying to make is that words do matter. Many of us say that we don't care if we get bad comments on our YouTube or if people are rude or indifferent towards us. But deep inside, particularly when you're young, you can be influenced by what people say and do. I remember when I was in eighth grade, I took the high school entrance exam, and I was accepted into Xavier High School. It's a junior ROTC school run by the Jesuits in New York. It's pretty well known. And it turns out that I was the only person to ever get accepted from my parochial school in the Bronx into that school. And I remember the teachers, the nuns, made a pretty big deal about my acceptance. As opposed to the offhand comment about astronauts not being bifocal, this much to do that they made about getting accepted into that school had an impact on me. Gave me a greater sense of self and more confidence going forward. I was watching videos the other day, and I happened across one where somebody had made a cartoon. And I read down in the comments, and somebody had written just one word, racist. So I clicked on the person's username to see, who this person was. And of course, it was one of those anonymous accounts. As I read through the recent postings by this person, he had gone to many videos and made similar comments. And it caused me to wonder, what turns a person into being so hateful that they would just go around and be a serial hater? I mean, no one is born a repugnant blemish on society, so something has to cause them to go in that direction. I'm not a social scientist. I'm not saying that it all has to do with what we see and hear as youth, but it's got to have some kind of an impact, I would think, on shaping us into the adults we will eventually become. I know that when I get home from work, now all of us have tough days from time to time. I make it a point not to bring all of that tiredness, frustration, whatever, into the house when I first come home, because I realize that those first few moments will affect how my children view work and working. So, I don't cherry coat it and make everything wonderful, but I make sure that I give them a balanced view on what it is to go to work every day. A couple of weeks ago, I was looking through my computer, and my teenage daughter had some photographs that were taken on her school bus. And it depicted her and her friends making these gang signs. Now, I was astonished because gang membership, anything to do with gangs, that whole culture, is totally against anything that I've taught my daughter. So, rather than freaking out, I just asked her what was going on when those photos were taken. And it turns out that one of her friends, one of the children, one of the teenagers that ride on the bus, is into that type of thing. And my daughter and her friends were basically mimicking him, showing him how silly it all looked, trying to persuade him to leave that kind of stuff for someone else. So that was good. It sort of reaffirmed that her head is in the right place, and that made me happy. In addition to our words, what we do around our children will have an influence on them, I believe. How we react to adversity is a big one for me. If you're upset and you start cursing and carrying on, it's a pretty good bet that they'll probably pick up on that and do that as well. So I try to have a measured response to adversity and hope to teach them by doing so that, you can attack problems by freaking out or by addressing them in a systematic way. I guess what I'm saying is that the most important thing we can do for our children is to teach them to relate to others in a meaningful way. Be well.